this Friday, June the 2nd edition of the Ringside Report. I am Ryan Young. Tony is out. He's got to work a big weekend for me. He's filling in for me for the for SSW and for the post show, not commentary, but and doing the wrap up and all that for Extreme Rules. So I gave him the Friday off. He'll be joining me back here on Monday. Let's start this thing off. We're gonna cram all the recapping in one segment because we got stuff to preview. Let's start off by Smackdown. Starts off with the Kevin Owens highlight reel, of course, ripping off Chris Jericho, which is interesting because I think part of me believes that they're just keeping Jericho in everyone's mind because I believe he is coming back after his tour. Nakamura and Baron Corbin go back and forth. Eventually turns into Baron Corbin, Kevin Owens losing to Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn. Usos come out and say they're the tag team champions, but then the New Day return, their first time on SmackDown. They pretty much say they're going to be the next tag team champions. Number one contender for the women's title, it's a five-way. Tamina, Charlotte, Natalya, Becky Lynch, and Carmella don't even start. It ends in a brawl. Shane McMahon comes out and announces what we've been talking about, and that is they're going to be the first women's Money in the Bank match. The winner will get a contract, just like how the males match goes with the Money in the Bank. They can cash in at any time they want. Breezango defeat the Colognes, Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal. Randy Orton comes out and says he's going to get his title back in his hometown. Jinder Mahal comes out, comes on the screen. He's the modern day Maharaja. God, I gotta get that shirt. And then it closes out with Dolph Ziggler defeating AJ Styles. So overall, I think a SmackDown that was okay. It's kind of the fault they're in between. Like WWE announced that they really don't have that much programming and much storylines because they're kind of building everything towards SummerSlam. So pretty much for the next month, I think after Great Balls of Fire and Battleground, then we'll start seeing things pick up again with SummerSlam. And then pretty much you get the, not too far after that, already Survivor Series. 205 Live, Noam Dar defeats Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, and Drew Gulak both get wins. Drew Gulak defeats Mustafa Ali, then Austin Aries and Neville cut a promo. Them two will have a submission match on Sunday for the Cruiserweight Championship. Ring of Honor, Bullet Club come out with their newest member, Marty Scurll, but then Adam Cole comes out and says, it's story time with Adam Cole. He says, you can kick me out or whatever. And Adam Page says something, and they're going to have a match. Not sure when it's going to be. Thought it was going to be on this show. It was not. Josh Woods defeats David Starr. The Beer City Bruiser versus Jay Lethal ends in a no contest when the brawl between Jay Lethal and the Silas Young happens, and then Cody gets a win over Kazarian, and it has been announced that Cody will get a Ring of Honor World title match at Best in the World. We've been talking about that on numerous shows, and now, of course, the time that it's announced, Tony's not here, but it'll take place at Best in the World. Cody against Christopher Daniels. I'll get Tony's take on that next week. NXT, Tommaso Ciampa comes out and says, bring out Johnny Gargano, and he don't. And he says once he comes back from injury, he is going to be a different man, and I think you might get the Sicilian Psychopath. We'll see if that's the case. Pete Dunne gets a win. Cien Almas loses to a rookie, a no-name guy. We'll see if that happens to Cien Almas. And then the main event, Cassius Ohno and Roderick Strong defeat Sanity. And with the save by No Way Jose, who we have not seen since WrestleMania weekend. Remember, he was supposed to be part of that six-man tag team match at TakeOver Orlando, but unfortunately got attacked by Sanity. So we'll see what happens there. So might get that six-man tag after all. So that is everything. Recap. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we're going to preview SSW for Sunday. That's next on the Ringside Report. On this date, as you saw, the Honky Tonk Man won the Intercontinental title, and he wouldn't lose it, and that was in 1987, and he would not lose it till 1988 at SummerSlam, I believe, to Ultimate Warrior. So, again, that today, can't believe it begins the reign of the Honky Tonk Man, one of the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion today. Okay, now it's time to preview SSW. Of course, it'll be Sunday, 4 p.m. from the Brat Stop in Kenosha. I will be out. I'll be at the Cub game. Previous plans, so so I will not be there. I believe Devin Diamond's taking over for me on commentary. But this is the match card we got scheduled for SSW on Sunday. You're gonna have Natural Fury, of course. That is Marcelo Spade and Shane Fury going up against Adam Grace and Dysfunction Disgrace. A 2017 Lords of the Ring qualifier, Eric Priest, who we have not seen in SSW, but if you remember, I remember when working with POW Entertainment, Eric Priest worked for them, and speaking of POW, a guy from there, Greco GQ Suave, will be in action against Eric Priest. Again, that is a 2017 Lords of the Ring qualifier. not yet noted, it is the Midwest SSW Midwest Heritage title. It'll be Shogun Chris Logan going one-on-one against to be announced, so we'll figure out that. One of the matches I'm really looking forward to, the SSW Tag Team titles on the line. Paulie Tomaselli and Hardcore Craig, they are together, are Hardcore Impact. They will defend them titles against the East-West Express, being Jeff Luxon and Ryan Cross. These are 4 guys that have a lot of respect for each other. These are 4 guys that have been in the ring numerous times together, but now you put the titles on the line. This is going to make for a very interesting matchup. I think it's going to be a match that's going to come down to the wire. Of course, like I said, 4 veterans. It's going to be a great match. Wish I was going to be there to call it, because I think this is going to be a match that's not going to be. You're going to see some strength. I mean, you got Hardcore Craig the Muscle, and then the same thing with Ryan Cross on the other side. You get them 2 in the ring together. That's going to make for a great matchup. And then also you have Paulie Tomaselli, Jeff Luxon, 2 guys that aren't exactly the power, but the finesse, the technician wrestlers. Them 2 are what they're going to be, and I think that's going to lead to a great tag team title match coming up on Sunday. Then, of course, you have the SSW Championship on the line. It's going to be Grin defending against 2 men that just figuring out who is the champion in SSW. It is going to be against the Ice Pick, Vic Capri. He was on commentary with us at SSW, and he said that he's out with injury, so even whoever won that match between Grin and William Jacobs, who's the 3rd man, is not the real champion. It's the Ice Pick, Vic Capri, who turned on Grin a couple of months ago. So now we're going to find out who is the real SSW champion, and we will figure that out. Personally, I mean, Grin, who was a bad guy for so many years, doing so many weird things with the cast of clowns he brought in, and now I believe, what was it, I can't think of the name, but they were just a dominant force in SSW, and now he's the good guy, but he's going up against 2 tricky guys. But of course, when the title is on the line, there is no friend. So, I mean, you could have 2 guys. You probably see Vic Capri and William Jacobs work together in this match, but you can't figure that it's going to last long, because you're going to have to, because like I said, only one guy's walking out the SSW champion. Which one will it be? Of course, that is Sunday at the Brat Stop in Kenosha, 4 p.m. Doors open at 3. And also it was just announced, I believe it was on, I believe we saw that on Wednesday, SSW, this is their 99th show on Sunday. SSW's 100th episode, or 100th show, ladies and gentlemen, will be on Saturday, July the 22nd, a 7 p.m. show on a Saturday night for SSW. Cannot wait for that. I'll be back for that one. I'm not going to miss that. It's going to be a night where they honor everything of 14-some years of SSW history. Cannot wait to be a part of that, and hope you folks will be as well, as SSW returns to the Brat Stop Saturday, July the 22nd for their 100th episode, or 100th, keep saying episode, 100th show. Going to be exciting, of course. I'm sure a lot of stuff is going to come out with that. And once again, thanks to Devin Diamond for filling in for me on commentary coming up. And of course, the King of Controversy should have a post show, but in case they don't, I'll be doing one from an undisclosed location in Chicago. Hopefully he'll be able to get that up. But we're going to take a time out when we come back. It's time for Extreme Rules. I have Tony's picks. What are they? We'll talk about it. That's next on the Ringside Report. On this date, we had a few deaths in memory. Of course, classy Freddie Blassie, one of the greatest managers in wrestling history, and of course also a tragic death in the JYD, Junkyard Dog, died in a car accident, was at his daughter's graduation, fell asleep behind the wheel, and he passed away in a single car crash. So I think also another guy that passed away, I believe in 1996, Ray Combs. He was the host of Family Feud. I believe it was WrestleMania 7 or 8. He did the introductions and made fun of the Nasty Boys and made fun of a bunch of guys. But also, like I said, he was the host of the Family Feud. Passed away. He was in a psych ward after threats of suicide, and then he ended up hanging himself in the closet so that's I just found out about that the other day when I was prepping for the show. So tragic there. So a lot of lives lost on the 2nd of June. Now let's go through it to the Extreme Rules wrap up, or the Extreme Rules warm up. The number one let's start this thing off by Rich Swann. And Sasha Banks going up against Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. This is a match that you've been seeing, and it even built onto 205 Live this past Tuesday. But Rich Swann, Sasha Banks kind of got a little thing going, and I like how it's going because, of course, Rich Swann and Alicia Fox seem to be having a thing together, but it seems like now it's Rich Swann and Sasha Banks doing a very good job, and Noam Dar and Alicia Fox, I think it's going to be a good matchup. We've seen good feuds between these guys, so I think we're going to get an opportunity to see that again. Women's title on the line. It'll be kendo stick on a pole. Hopefully it's better than the This Is Your Life for Bayley. It'll be Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Of course, I'm getting over the Bayley thing. I think Alexa Bliss is my girl. I don't think there's any back and forth on, but Alexa Bliss I think's done a very good job. But I think this match really has to prove something after the fans really lost interest in the This Is Bayley promo or promo on Monday Night Raw. So hopefully that becomes a little bit better. Cruiserweight title on the line, submission match, Neville versus Austin Aries. If Austin Aries does not walk out with the Cruiserweight title in this match, I'm done. Because they had a match at, was it WrestleMania? Then it was Payback, and now this one, third time's the charm. He's got to walk out of there as the Cruiserweight Champion. Raw Tag Team title on the line, cage match. This is going to be a great match. Hardys are over right now. They've done a tremendous job, of course, their whole career, and of course, they've had a lot of great cage matches, and you put them in there with Sheamus and Cesaro, you got to think that it's still going to be that good, and you got to, I'm banking on it. I'm banking on that being a sneaky pick for match of the night. Intercontinental title on the line, Dean Ambrose will defend against The Miz. Of course, if Dean Ambrose, because of course, being Extreme Rules, the extreme part about this is that if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, he will lose the Intercontinental title and Miz will be the champion. So that'll be intriguing. Number one contender for the Universal title, it will be an Extreme Rules match. The winner looks like they'll get Brock Lesnar at the Great Balls of Fire. It'll be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe versus Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. Now, I've narrowed this down to probably Seth Rollins or Finn Balor to have the possibility of winning this match, because I think the loser out of the two guys, I think gets the opportunity at SummerSlam. You don't really want to see Finn Balor have to go up against the Beast because it's a dominating thing. And I don't think they should put Finn Balor through that. Now, Samoa Joe would be a great wild card to be able to win this match and give him the opportunity to be able to do that. So I think they could throw that twist in there, but I think it's between the two guys, like I said, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Now, it's time for predictions. Of course, I am up by 11, 57 to 46. Tony trying to catch up. Before he went off on his weekend getaway, before he has to work on Sunday, he gave me my predictions. Rich Swann and Sasha Banks versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. He has Rich Swann and Sasha Banks, and I'm going to agree with him there. I'm going to say it's Rich Swann and Sasha Banks. Raw Women's title, kendo stick on a pole, Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Tony's got Alexa Bliss. I agree with him. I think Alexa Bliss is over Bayley. Cruiserweight title on the line, submission match, Neville versus Austin Aries. He's got Austin Aries. I agree with him there, too. I think it's got to be the time. If not now, never. Tag team titles on the line, Hardys defend against Sheamus and Cesaro. Tony picked Sheamus and Cesaro. I don't think the Hardys are losing them titles yet. I got the Hardys. Intercontinental title on the line, Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. Miz wins. Dean Ambrose gets disqualified. I don't think that happens. I think The Miz should have the title. I don't think it's yet. I think I got Dean Ambrose over The Miz. Finally, number one contender for the Universal title, Extreme Rules match, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor. Tony has Seth Rollins, and I'm going to go against him. I'm going to say it's going to be Finn Balor. I think Samoa Joe's the wild card, though. I think him versus Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire on July 9th could be interesting. And how many times will I be able to say Great Balls of Fire and take it seriously? It'll be interesting. I can't wait to hear the announcers say it. It should be fun. But of course, I think there's going to be more matches added. Tony will talk about it on the wrap-up. That'll be that. Preview for Monday, we're going to preview Raw and SmackDown. I'll be in. We'll do that one from Studio One. I'll be in for that. Tony's going to take care, hopefully, of the wrap-up and the SSW post-show. If not, I will be doing them from Chicago. So brace yourself. Not sure. Hopefully Tony's got the... does the job we're giving this weekend off for nothing. So everyone have a great weekend. Have fun. I'm off to Chicago. Have some fun. Happy birthday to my twin cousins, Michelle and Christina, celebrating tomorrow. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm Ryan Youngton. Thank you for watching the Ringside Report, your front row seat to all things wrestling.